All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I leave all praises on his glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of great millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim and to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth out in faith and in all sincerity. I'm the brother, Shema Allah, all right, from the GMS Houston camp. And this lesson is going to be entitled, How Will You Escape Being Condemned to Hell? Now, this title comes from Matthew, the 23rd chapter, the 33rd verse, in the NET version. And I will pull that up as well. Okay, but this is something that our Lord said, right? Yahweh Shai, whom the world calls Jesus, okay, in their ignorance. Okay. And this is something that he said. And when he said it, they would take it as if he was talking about, an actual place that you will burn, underground with Satan and, for eternity and all of these things, right? But no, no, no. That ain't what he was talking about. Right? He was talking about, a future judgment. Okay, but we're gonna go into the word and its history behind the word. And right, let's just get into it. Right, this is Matthew 23 and 33, and let's get it in the NET first. You snakes, you offspring of vipers, how will you escape being condemned to hell? All right, let's get it in the KJV. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? All right, so yeah, like I said, in your average person or Christian, right, they would, associate this hell with the hell that is taught in Christianity, right, which is a fable, right, which is a cunningly devised fable, because a lot of people believe in this thing, okay, but it don't make it true, and it is not true. So when you go into this chapter, Yahweh Shai was basically getting on the Pharisees, the wicked scribes and the Pharisees, for the hypocrisy. Okay. You can read this whole chapter. He basically just, on their heads. But let's go into this word hell. When you get this word hell, Gehenna,
Strong's G 1067. Gehenna. Gehenna.
right? Gehenna. Okay. It says hell is the place of the future punishment, right? And let's just stop right there, right? They would say that this is the place you will go to burn forever, but it didn't stop right there. So let's keep going. It says called Gehenna or Gehenna of fire. This was originally the valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem, where the filth and dead animals of the city were cast out and burned. Okay, burned, fire, a fit symbol of the wicked and their future destruction. Okay, so see what it's talking about. It's talking about the valley of Hinnom. Right? It says a valley of Jerusalem, used figuratively as a name for the place or state of everlasting punishment or hell. Okay, and we're gonna get into that part. But this word, right, is associated with the valley of Hinnom, where they used to burn dead animals, they used to burn trash, and they also used to burn people. Let's get it. In Jeremiah 7 and 30 says, For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, said Yahweh. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to pollute it. And they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart. So this is what Israel was doing. Okay, they learned this thing from the heathen, Okay, and they started to practice this. They were sacrificing, their sons and their daughter unto gods, right? And one of those gods called Molech, which it was commanded not to do these things, right, in the law, because this is what the heathen was doing, and they would sacrifice their sons and their daughters to, get some type of reward, right, some type of gain. Okay, and this is why they would do these things. And Israel started practicing this as well. All right, so you go here to Second Chronicles 28:1. Ahaz was 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. But he did not that which was right in the sight of Yahweh, like David his father. For he walked in many ways of the kings of Israel, and made also molten images for Baalim. Moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burnt his children in the fire after the abomination of the heathen whom Yahweh had cast out before the children of Israel. So you see, if you had kings following this practice, all right, it says after the abomination of the heathens. So they learned it from. All right, so he burnt incense and burnt you in the law. You know, the incense was supposed to be burnt to the Most High. Right, you had it in the temple, right? A specific type of incense, that was beaten and burned, right? But he was doing this for another god, right? He put incense before another god and burnt his children and brought his sacrifice. All right, so it was like a whole little other little temple or like spot, that he set up, to worship this particular god. All right, he says he sacrificed also and burnt incense in the high places and on the hills and on every green tree. Okay, so this was a practice. All right, now remember, going back to that definition, said the valley of Hinnom were their animals were burned and trash was burned as well. All right, but you see, people were sacrificed here and burnt. Okay, so it made me think of this, right? Because it said what? It said it's a fifth symbol for the future destruction. All right, because it said also that this place was figuratively used, all right, for an actual place, right? That people will burn. Okay, and I'm about to show you what that place is. This is Isaiah 34 and 4. Start here. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. What is it talking about? A mushroom cloud. This is a after effect, right? If you look at a simulation of, a nuclear missile being shot, right, and hitting this target, all right, or they show it to you in movies as well. The smoke ascends into the air, then it begins to roll up, and they call it a mushroom cloud. So this is what Isaiah is seeing, and John seen this in Revelation. What is that? The 6th chapter as well. It says, all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Okay, so this is him seeing the missiles fall. Okay, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right, that sword, the sword of the Lord, is this missile, or the missiles, all right, the ICBMs, the intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, he said they shall come down upon Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom, which is the so-called white man, white race. All right, the Caucasian, the Edomites. Okay, upon the people of my curse to judgment. And how were they cursed? They were cursed, right, when they received, that mark of Cain, right, which is the leprosy that they have, and that's why their skin looks the way that it looks now. Okay, but they also will curse people as well because they're going to be destroyed and eradicated, right? The whole race. All right, it says the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the bloods of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh had a sacrifice in Basra and a slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay, so it's bringing up all these animals, right? But it's comparing the people into animals. They're going to be the sacrifice in this land, because also the when you look it up, the valley of Hinnom was also called the land of slaughter. And basically, this is what, because when you go to Basra, it's the chief city of Edom. All right, but what is the chief city of the so-called white man today? America. This is going to be the land of slaughter. This is going to be the new valley of Hinnom, so to speak. All right. This is going to be spiritually that place, just like it is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. It's going to be spiritually the valley of Hinnom, because these people are going to be put on fire and be sacrificed. Okay. He said Yahweh had a sacrifice in bodies. All right. So he gonna make you the sacrifice. It's like they used to sacrifice their sons and their daughters and burn them in the fire. Right. These people be burnt the same way. Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning the field of fire. Right. It's talking about all of the wars, ancient wars back then. They were fought with swords and shields, horses and chariots and arrows. Right. This is how it used to be fought, and this is how it's actually supposed to be done, face to face. Right. But hey, this war, right, is gonna be with burning the fuel of fire. And how is it going to happen? And what's gonna cause the fire? Right? What's gonna have the fire in it? Those nuclear missiles. Okay, let's talk about World War III. Jump down to verse 19. Through the wrath of Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. So the people are gonna be the fuel of the fire. They're gonna get burnt up. Okay, just like they did. People got burnt, and the dead animals and the trash was burnt, right? And in the valley of Hinnom, these people will be burned. Okay, because they are the trash. All right, the 2/3, especially 2/3 of Israel, they are the trash, because they're not going to come into the kingdom the first go around. They're gonna have to be, dealt with and cleansed. Okay, they're going to be the sons and the daughters, right, that the Lord despised and rejected. All right, but you're gonna have this heathen that's gonna get it as well. All right, you go to Revelation 17 and 15. And he said to me, the waters which I saw is where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, right? Dealing with the whore, dealing with America, right? And he says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast shall hate the whore. Okay, so it's earlier in this chapter, it speaks about the whore that sitteth upon the beast. So you have America, right? Which is, and you have NATO and EU, which America is a part of that. But you have the NATO nations and you have the EU nations, which the 10 horns represent the EU nations. Okay, 10 horns, right? Which thou sawest upon the beast. And I believe too also that some of the EU nations as well are a part of NATO. All right. But it says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So in the last days, the allies of America will turn against it. It says, and burn her with fire. All right, so how are you going to burn the whole country with fire? Nuclear missiles. Okay, so this whole land is going to be put on fire. Okay, and also these other different nations will be shooting their missiles as well. Let's get Zechariah 14 and 12. And it shall be the plague with Yahweh will smite the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So what's going to cause these people to melt like this? ICBM missiles. All right, this is going to be the judgment that's going to come. All right, in the land of slaughter. All right, and Babylon the Great. Okay, now let's just go over to 13 and 8, and we'll end it off right here. Zechariah 13:8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, what land is it talking about? Babylon the Great, America. All right, said Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Right, it's talking about the Israelites. Right, the 2/3 are the undesirables or the rejects. Okay, the ones that the Lord refused. They're gonna die here. And the third shall be left therein, which is the elect. All right, so this is how many of his people that he's gonna kill. It says it's gonna be a small remnant that survives. We'll bring the third part through the fire, and we'll find them Assyria is refined, right? Because they're gonna actually be brought through the fire, right, or saved, right, by those chariots, right? Also, the fire represents the trials and tribulations. Okay, it's how he's gonna try us and test us, and it's how we're gonna be refined. And if they shall call my name, and I will hear them, I will say, "It's my people," and they shall say, "How is my power?" Okay, so now we got a good understanding of what the Lord was talking about in Matthew 23:33. All right, it said, "Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell?" So he was talking about a future judgment way over here in America, which he already knew about that was going to happen. Okay, he said, how will you escape it when you condemn to this? There's going to be nowhere to escape because Yahweh Shah is the one that's coming to deliver from it. He's the one that's coming to say, Matthew 24 speaks about, the angels. He's sending forth his angels across the four corners, to gather together his elect. What was it, Matthew 24, like 30 and 31? Okay. So you can only escape through him. You can only escape all things through him. Okay, that's why I say he's the way, the truth, right, and the life. Okay. But that's a lesson. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.